Hi, welcome to Promo Insiders, an ASI media podcast that covers the issues that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm CJ Mittica, and today we're doing something crazy, making predictions for ASI's just launched Promo Insanity contest. Chris, I love your crazy face. What's our dark horse pick? Which is the toughest first round matchup, and which promo product will be crowned champion? Join in on the fun as we make our predictions and discuss what we like most about promotional products. To do that today, we have two additional members of the ASI media staff. So who are these people? Chris, let's start with you.
I'm Chris Ruvo. I'm ASI Media's digital news director, and looking forward to having a chat about this bracket contest that we've thought up involving promo products.
And John?
I'm John Corrigan, senior writer of ASI Media, and I think my bracket's already busted just by looking at the results.
You and me both.
Stick the same, John.
You and me both. But we're going to pretend those results haven't come in yet because voting is still ongoing. But before we dive into talking about our Promo Insanity contest, just want to mention a couple things. First of all, if you have comments and questions, feel free to ask them in our chat here, and we can, because we're going to be making predictions, and you're welcome to make predictions as well. And also, if you haven't seen the bracket yet, go right now to asicentral.com. It's on the main page. If you want a evergreen link, it's asicentral.com/promo insanity. That link will be good throughout the duration of the contest throughout the month of March.
Can we make silly faces every time you say insanity? I think we should all go.
or take a shot. Either way.
Well, you're the boss, DJ. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but 2021 hasn't been so great so far. We've been stuck in our houses with our spouses and kids and pets. At least the pets that we want to be around. I'm not sure about those other ones. We obviously with the pandemic going on, things have been very, very difficult. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl again.
That might be the worst of all, but anyway.
That might be the worst. It might be the worst of all. And when it comes to the promo industry, things have been difficult. I would say to start the year, it's certainly been tough going. PPE sales haven't been as prevalent. Sales have been slow to start the year. Now, look, there's a lot of promising developments, whether it's with business and return of live events later in the year. Cases going down. Certainly, we have some things to look forward to throughout the rest of 2021. But so far, hasn't been easy, and we're trying to bring our sense of optimism and fun into this year. So we launched the ASI Promo Insanity contest. So just a real quick recap. Recap. So we've taken 16 of the most popular promotional products and put them in a bracket style contest. And we're asking you, to our loyal readers, listeners, and viewers, to vote on the winners. Which promo products do you like the best? And so, T-shirts, journals, mugs, any of the most popular products you can think of. We chose 16 of them. It's actually difficult to isolate them down to 16, but we did it. So you'll have the chance to vote. This week is the first round, and each subsequent week in March we'll be doing another round until a champion is crowned. Now, we did the seedings based on ESP searches. So however much those products were searched for in ESP, we did the rankings based on them. For the first round, voting ends at 12 p.m. this Friday. It's Eastern Standard Time. And the last week of the contest will be March 22nd, and voting each week will end at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then two other things, and then we'll get into our predictions. We'll be doing Amazon gift card giveaways. So if you use the hashtag ASI Promo Insanity and comment on any of our social media posts that relates to the contest, you'll be eligible for a $50 Amazon gift card, and for the week of the finals, a $100 Amazon gift card. All right. I did my spiel.
All right, take a breath, stretch. Now get back into it.
All right, so like I said, the bracket's available on asicentral.com right now. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the matchups, and we'll be going into all this. But just quick for everybody's reference. Mass and PPE versus pet products, lanyards versus t-shirts, bags versus awards, hats versus journals, writing instruments versus food gifts, keychains versus jackets and sweatshirts, mugs versus beverage accessories, and water bottles and tumblers versus tech products. So we got some heavy hitter matchups here. You're going to be diving into what our predictions are, which are also available on asicentral.com right now. So the first question, John, we'll start with you. Out of those 16 products, what's your favorite product in the contest?
Food gifts. I think that I think they were everybody's favorite product over the past year. You know, lots of suppliers in the food industry. We're getting so many orders from distributors, sending them as thank you gifts, sending them as just, you know, keeping morale up with your team while virtual. And then, you know, even if there's no pandemic, who doesn't want a snack at their front door?
Yeah, a good choice. And food gifts have been quite welcome at my household during this pandemic time. So I like your selection. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, food gifts is great, but I had to go with what's always been my favorite promo product, and that's hats. I love baseball caps, and CJ, when I think I sent a little explanation as to why to you, and it's because you know, both CJ and myself are children of the '90s, where just wearing your ball cap, your favorite team's cap, was like a real big deal. It was like an expression of identity and everything. I think through high school, I was never without a cap of some kind. I still have a huge, cap collection. And one of the things I liked when I first started working at ASI is we would get so many samples of different kinds of headwear in with like different kind of crazy creative logos on them. And the ones that, that were just kind of for us to keep, or I would take home, and I have a collection of them, much to my wife's annoyance, because I just love them. I think it's a cool category. I think it's a cool way to advertise, and a lot of creativity that you could have there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And actually, I think my selection as far as the favorite in the contest is very similar to caps. My choice is t-shirts. And, t-shirts are the most popular, most sold product in the promotional products industry. I think there's a reason for them, because they're just, you don't need much to make a great t-shirt. Like, you just need some soft fabric, like a cool, clever design. It fits well. And you can usually get all that for like super cheap, like $5, $10. Like, it's very affordable. So like, I have not counted how many promotional t-shirts I own, because if I did, I would feel very sorry for myself. I think I own a lot. I think for good reason, because everybody has a ton of promotional t-shirts, and they're always great. And so yeah, that would be my choice.
Word.
So we're gonna go on to some of the matchups here and talk about some different things. So first of all, toughest first round matchup. Now this is something that we all agreed upon. We all chose water bottles and tumblers versus tech products. So
yeah.
Tell us, guys, why is this such a tough matchup?
Well, I think that they're both very popular products. I think you use them both in the car specifically. I know a lot of people may not be driving as much as they were, but you always have something on the go, whether it's coffee, water, whatever. You're always going to charge your phone in your car. These are things that we use on a regular basis, and we have, over the past decade, increasingly so.
Mm-hmm. My reasons this is going to sound a little silly. I hope it doesn't. But I think they're both actually kind of like sexy products, like so to speak. Like with drinkware, and particularly with tumblers, there's so many sleek designs right now that are available in our market that look like really high-end cool stuff you'd get at retail. And with like, the whole sustainability movement happening, and kids of a certain, like Gen Z, it's like a fashion thing to have like a really cool, like a cool water bottle and everything. So I think that there's like that real kind of, I don't know, again, like sexy appeal to tumblers and drinkware. But then tech, of course, is tech. So how can it not be sexy? It's toward the cutting edge of things. It's a category that's only really started to have relevance in our industry over the last, what would you say, CJ, decade to 15 years? It's not like it was a mega category before that. So I think that holds, even if it doesn't comprise a gigantic amount of sales in our industry, the tech product category does, I think, capture imaginations. That's why I thought it would be a kind of like a tough matchup. But from the results I looked at yesterday, and I haven't looked at them, it looked like Tumblr's was like crushing. So
yeah, no, I guess I'm not surprised because people do love their water bottles. But I agree with both of your reasons. You mentioned retail, Chris. In the past, definitely in the past decade, retail has an expanded presence in this industry, and I think you see that definitely in these two categories. Like water bottles have gotten a huge upgrade, I would say. Before they were sort of just a very kind of utilitarian bargain basement in a way item, and in the past few years they've gone a lot more sort of performance capabilities with the vacuum insulated, double seal, keep your drink cold for like 72 hours or something crazy. And design wise, they've definitely been elevated. Yeah. And I think you've seen a similar thing with tech products, where there were tech products in the industry before, but they generally were just kind of like sort of janky, like didn't work that great. And in the past decade, you see a lot of brand name tech products coming into the industry, and even beyond that, other sort of industry specific brand names have done a better job of sort of designing them up to the retail level without the retail name. So yeah, I agree. Like these two categories have really grown in the past decade, and if you get either one, like a really nice one, you're like, man, this is a nice gift. So yeah, I think it was a tough choice for me. Maybe not for some people, apparently.
Yeah, I know. It seems like there's a definite sentiment toward water bottles.
All right, so let's get into our dark horse picks here. Chris, since we're on the subject, we can start with you.
Yeah. What was my dark horse pick?
See, I've got this handy sheet here because I knew you wouldn't remember. I wouldn't remember if I wasn't looking at it. Chris, you picked water bottles and tumblers.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm joking. The reason I did is kind of for what I just articulated a minute ago. Is that it's the kind of category that I think that just a lot of people have affinity for. Really, for even beyond, like, stainless steel, all the technical aspects of it, that's super cool, and it's utilitarian and everything. But I really do think it's the design element that's come into play with these water bottles, and the fact that they are quote unquote sustainable in the sense that they encourage you to, you're not getting bottles, of disposable water, plastic disposable bottles, and you're refilling. So I think that the design narrative and the sustainability narrative have a lot of appeal. They certainly do to me, and I think they do to a lot of people in our industry. And I think that they make a really nice addition to those to those gift packages everybody is sending to their employees nowadays. Like, in addition to like a PPE you might send and a food gift, a lot of times companies are now sending a really cool sweet tumbler to go along with that. It's something that's going to sit next to their those end recipients' desks, or on their desk, I should say, through the day as they work at home. So it's always, I just feel it has a lot of appeal to go maybe deeper than some might think.
And just for reference, water bottles and tumblers, they were number 6 in our rankings. So so again, out of the top 100 products in ESP, our list isn't a 1-for-1 match, but of the products in this contest, water bottles and tumblers had the 6th most searches. So that's a lot of searches, obviously, compared to where other ones rank, though they're not number 1, for example. So I think there's a little bit of an underdog element to that. John, what's your dark horse pick?
Jackets and sweatshirts. I am representing, carrying it through ASI, branded, of course. And I just think that, especially around this time of the year, I mean, it's still cold out, still frigid every other day. People are grabbing their hoodies, they're grabbing their sweatshirts. You go outside, you take the dog for a walk. It is what it is, and I think that they're very popular now. I was a little surprised at their seating in this.
Because, so they're number 10, correct.
Which I think seems low, right? I mean, everybody's wearing these, so I think that I think they have a very easy first round matchup against keychains. So from there, based off of just poor competition, I think they're going all the way.
It's interesting because I think a lot of people, if you're talking about keychains, a lot of people own keychains. I think they do value them, but they don't like covet them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a really nice hoodie or jacket, I think is a high value item. And in this case, like it is kind of like apples and oranges that we're comparing. That's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're giving me a choice, like give me that nice hoodie like every day of the week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was almost, and I know this was seeded according to numbers and everything. It was almost an unfair matchup for keychains because they're super practical. People sell them by the bushel, especially when we're in a normal marketplace. But it's just compared to like a cooler, higher end product like a well done sweatshirt or jackets. That's a tough ask for keychains. Yeah.
So and my selection for a dark horse pick is sort of a similar thing. I picked t-shirts, and you say, how can that be a dark horse pick? It's it's the most sold product in the industry. And going by our seedings, t-shirts were 9th. So here's a little secret about ESP searches. It is a reflection of what people want and what clients want. But in the case of apparel, there's actually like a slight a slight sort of like disadvantage to apparel where that distributors kind of know where to get their apparel. So that's why things like t-shirts aren't number one in ESP searches, because they know where they know the companies where they get t-shirts from and hoodies, and why other products do better. So using that little, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's no mistake that like the top 3 biggest suppliers are apparel suppliers, and all in the $1 billion revenue range.
Sure. Yeah. So using the little loophole of our ESP rankings, t-shirts are 9th, and so that's my pick because I do think there's a ton of loyalty toward t-shirts. Their matchup is against lanyards, and I see it in a similar fashion to the jacket and sweatshirts versus keychains matchup. Like I think lanyards are some cool design stuff that I've seen at trade shows, and like if I go to a trade show and I'll keep a lanyard, I'll give it to my kids and they'll play with it. So, and I know like people like Carrie Boderman, who's our education manager, she keeps all her like lanyards trade show credentials from the shows that she goes to. So I know people keep them, I know people like them, but again, it's a sort of similar thing. Like I think you can like a lanyard, but you don't love it the way you love a piece of apparel.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, lanyard guys. Not that we don't like you.
Well, I think that's one of the interesting things about this contest is that what do people value, and I think the voting will bear that out, and it'll be very interesting. And so, speaking of which, I think we're going to get in some interesting territory here in terms of our biggest upset. Now, both you guys, Chris and John, picked the same upset: pet products over masks and PPE. So, what's your rationale?
John, you want to take it first, or you want me to go?
Well, I would like to express my disdain and shock and appall that we're actually losing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this? Who? You and I both in our explanations for our picks, we both said pretty much the same thing. Nobody really likes masks and PPE. They're a necessity. Whereas who doesn't like pet products? Even if you don't have a pet, a tennis ball, a toy. I mean, they look fun. They're cute. Like I want to know who was voting for this, and how we can bring them on here.
You're a pet owner. You guys got to rally your base here. Come on now.
This is it.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I love to be rolling around on the floor with a little neon ball of yarn or something like that. But seriously though, that was my exact reasoning, was that like, even though obviously pet products in terms of sales are going to be nowhere close to stacking up to what PPE has been over the last year. PPE has obviously been essential really to keeping more than a few businesses afloat in our industry. So no disrespect to the PPE. We recognize its significance. But to me, this vote wasn't supposed to be about like what's the most significant. It's like what do you like? It's like what do you like the best? And to me, pet products have such a more fun, just good timey appeal. I mean, it's made for your pets, so it's instantly that's a positive, happy relationship interaction. Whereas PPE is made to protect you against the plague, essentially, that we're all dealing with right now. So that doesn't have as happy connotations, obviously. So I thought that with that in mind, maybe pet products would pull ahead, but apparently the the pull that PPE has in the industry right now is gonna push it forward, at least based on how results have gone so far.
Maybe we're guilty of sort of being biased of how we view we're saying, how do we like these products, right? We're just thinking about it. What kind of products do we enjoy? But we're not salespeople. We don't run business. We don't work in the industry like our readers do.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this could be part of it. In their mind is like, okay, what do I like? The thing that I'm going to sell and make money, and provide me the things that I want. And if you're looking at it that way, I mean, masks last year saved a lot of people and did a lot of good for people in our industry. So I get what you're saying. Like I don't think anybody loves having a collection of masks. At least maybe there's a few, but not like pet products. But in terms of business, I think masks are definitely sort of the breadwinner of the industry. They were in 2020.
Well, I do want to touch on that point. I had that in my mind when I picked this, because we have talked to so many distributors who complained about selling PPE was not creative, was not fulfilling to why they got into this industry. And that's why I'm really surprised that this is beating something that's so much more, it's unlimited potential, what a pet product could be or what you could do with it with your brand. And the fact that mask and PPE, which, for a large part of the pandemic, were not branded and were just simply, selling to stay afloat. And people, they complained. They said, this is not why I got into this business. Mm-hmm. So I just can't believe that this is happening, but we'll see what happens.
John is shocked and appalled.
It's
what was that commercial from like 10 years? It was a Travisham mockery.
Well, look, CJ,
I get your point. I do get your point. It's been, like I said, it's been essential to keeping some people in business, literally, over the last year. So I could get it, obviously having great significance because of that and getting the vote.
Well, don't worry, guys. My upset pick is not looking so hot right now. I chose food gifts over writing instruments. My rationale is very similar to John's when he's talking about why he loves food gifts. They're just, it's very rare, I think, that people are sort of disappointed getting a food gift. People just love food. With writing instruments, I mean, look, they're the number two seed, right? The second most popular product, arguably number one in normal years if you don't have a desperate need for masks and PPE. So writing instruments do make this industry go as well. And I know there's people who really who love their pens and love a good pen, but pens also tend to be a more commodity item. And to me, it's like, I think anytime if you receive a pen, sometimes you're happy, but other times you're like, okay, this I'll use this, but you don't love it. And anytime you get a food gift, is like, I don't know, you just tend to light up a little bit. So that was my rationale for picking food gifts in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I did pick food gifts to go somewhat far, but that's another surprise that writing instruments is beating that. But once again, we should mention, these aren't getting slaughtered. These are very close still. It's like a 10% differential. So
John's checking the real-time updates right now.
All day, every day. This is what I'm doing.
Kornacki at the board here.
Yeah.
That's right.
I went against the grain on this one, guy. I did pick writing instruments, and just because, I think maybe this might not have even been good reasoning, but I just felt like it was like when you think of your classic promotional product for as long as we've been in industry, it seems like that's a flagship product, right?
Look,
right
I'm holding one right now.
Yeah, and you could just get, they're such an inexpensive item, but you could still with what's on offer nowadays with decoration, you could still do creative things with the decoration. And it just seems like you could get so many of them out there into people's hands I just know, maybe similar to the PPE rationale, distributors still sell a lot of them, So
Sure.
I just felt like they take it, even though food gifts is admittedly like a cooler thing to get.
Yeah, and look, when we talk about these products, we're not saying, "Oh my gosh, what a terrible product! No one wants this." And in every single case, these are things that are highly effective and people love to get. But I think some of the fun is sort of doing these what we're doing with this contest is having these hypotheticals about oh, would you choose X or Y, and seeing what people really value and really enjoy. So don't worry, we're not bad mouthing your product and saying it's horrible.
Yeah.
Keep your pitchforks at your side.
Yeah.
We got a couple other matchups. You guys tell me if you think this will be an upset.
Mhm.
The higher seed, bags, the 4 seed, versus awards, the 13 seed.
I think bags wins.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a lot of award, even over the past year, a lot of award business was down as a result of less events, less conferences, less sporting events.
Sure.
And I think that people love their bags. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. And nothing against awards, because awards are great, but actually, I think, awards are tied to an achievement, right? So people don't covet the award by itself; they cover the recognition of their achievement. So I think that takes the emphasis off the product itself, and compared to bags, which I think, if everybody has bags and you get a high end bag, like there's a lot that people enjoy, backpacks or totes or luggage even. So I agree. I think bags is the choice here.
Mhm.
All right. Also, so Chris, I know you have a say in this. Hats, the 6 seed. I'm sorry, hats are the 5 seed
Yeah.
versus journals, the 12 seed.
Man, hats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a
go ahead.
no-brainer. I think.
I like journals. That actually wasn't as it took me a little bit to decide on that, because I think journals are a very nice item, and they've definitely grown on me and on this industry. But yeah, I think hats are sort of it's the classic choice that so many people love.
Yeah.
All right, and then one more. You tell me if this is a potential upset. The 3 seed mugs
Mhm.
versus the 14 seed beverage accessories.
I gotta go mugs there. Still, I mean, again, I just feel like it's a class. It's a classic product. It's I don't know. It's in wide use. Again, it fits into the work from home gift package you might be sending, and is practical for that purpose. And I don't know. To me, that's the way to go there.
Yeah,
John?
I agree. We have so many mugs in this house, just from all kinds of different, people give them as gifts. People give them from companies, and I think if you compared how many mugs you own and how many beverage accessories you own, mugs I think wins out on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, when I was deciding and voting for this matchup, is like, okay, do I want the vessel that actually holds the liquid, or the one that goes around it? And I took the actual container of the beverage of my choice.
I
So
mean, you can't drink beer out of the can cooler. You have to have
I mean, you could, but it would be kind of falling out kind of quick. You won't get that much.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at the moment of truth. Who have you both picked to win it all? John, I'll start with you.
I got to go with the undisputed champion of the promotional products industry, T-shirts.
All right. What's your reasoning?
Everything that we've said before, and I think that T-shirts are the first thing that you think of when you hear promotional product. I don't think pens. I don't think any other product. I think somebody's logo, somebody's brand name on a shirt that I'm wearing walking around.
Nice. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I didn't think T-shirts. I get your reasoning for why they were a dark horse, CJ, but I don't think they're a dark. I mean,
Sure.
they're like the pro. I mean, if you're ordering, it's like your baseline. Like everybody wants them. It's such a awesome canvas for like expressing your brand and getting it out there, because literally with the apparel decoration techniques that exist today, you're not limited by a ton. You could come up with so many different kinds of messaging, and you have a relatively big canvas, so to speak, to put that messaging on. And I think we're a T-shirt society these days. My unbuttoned collared shirt today excluded. I think a lot of us, especially in the age of work from home, are existing more in T-shirts, and I don't think that's gonna change. And I think if you're looking to invest in branded merchandise of some kind, like T-shirts are gonna be part of that investment. If not right away, somewhere along the line. So I think, given that ubiquity, the fact that you could be so creative with the messaging and graphics on them, just make them a win.
Yeah, even though they were the 9 seed, I do agree that T-shirts are like I view them as the favorite in this contest. And if you trace the arc of the promo industry over the past 4 decades, it kind of it didn't start with T-shirts, but when T-shirts came into the mix, then I think you started to see it really taking off, and the evolution of the T-shirt into sort of a ubiquitous. It's the postcard of this postcard of this generation. Anywhere you go, you can buy a T-shirt to commemorate a place you went to,
Totally.
a moment in time. It's just become such an sort of essential part of every sort of interaction of our lives. So yeah, I would agree. However, I did not pick T-shirts because we need to have a contrarian approach here. So my choice was food gifts, and that's a little bit of an upset pick, and I think it's got some tough sledding ahead of it. But I stand by my reasoning. I think people really love food. It's always welcomed, and I would hope when we're doing the voting that people recognize sort of the value that food brings, even when it's disposable, right? It doesn't stay around, but I think the memory sticks around. I think that's why food gifts are so valuable.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. I think because there, you talk about so much we hear that you want people to have an emotional experience with your brand, right? You want them to have some kind of experience that makes them say, oh, that was cool, or it was memorable in some way. And to make it memorable, you kind of have to evoke that emotion. And when you have that whole unboxing experience with a food gift and it brightens your day, like I could see that having, a lot of relevance. That said, I just don't think you can beat T-shirts in this contest. Even from the hat guy, I don't think T-shirts are losing.
Yep. No, we'll see. So, the first round is open for voting right now. It goes through Friday, 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time, and then we got 3 more rounds after that. So, even though there might be some heavy favorites in the first round, it'll be interesting to see as the contest unfolds throughout March. What happens when these heavy hitters are pitted against each other? So I'm hoping for some upsets. I'm hoping for some surprising results.
Yeah,
my heart's gonna break if T-shirts have to come up against hats, man. It's just gonna hurt.
Who are you gonna side with?
I'll be rooting for the hats, but I think we'll be going down.
Yeah.
That would be a potential Final Four matchup if it came to that, and it very well could.
It's like Duke, North Carolina, man. You got to look forward.
All right. Well, once again, just a reminder, please vote in our contest, asicentral.com, and the contest page is asicentral.com/promoinsanity. We're giving Amazon gift card giveaways throughout the contest, and so to be eligible, tag a promo professional, use the hashtag ASI promo insanity, join in on the fun. We're going to be doing some other stuff, some articles and different things throughout the contest as these matchups evolve, and we just hope you join in and have a little bit of fun. I know it has been an easy year. We're trying to do our part just to lighten things up a little bit, and we hope you take part. Chris and John, thank you very much for joining me today to talk about this very serious topic.
This is the kind of hard-hitting journalism that sets us apart, CJ.
I know. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and have a great day.